guys, it's Gabby here with another video for you. So today's video is going to be a Q&A. So I thought I'd make this video because since I'm kind of new to YouTube, I thought this video would be good so that you guys can get to know me a little bit more and hopefully you guys can stick around. So I came up with a couple of questions that I thought would be interesting to share. And then yeah, so let's get started. I have a drink here so I can be drinking it while I am answering some of the questions, and I love these little drinks. They're so delicious. So go ahead and grab your drink, go ahead and grab your snack, and enjoy this video. So first question, what is my full name? So my full name is Gabriella Michelle. I go by Gabby, G-A-B-Y. The only people that ever call me Gabriella is my mom when she's mad, or my husband when he's mad or serious about something. So yeah. Where are you from? So I was born in Stockton, and then after that my parents moved to Pacoima. So I kind of grew up in Pacoima, California. I remember going to Fenton Avenue Charter School for elementary. I don't know if that school's still around. And then when I was around 8 years old, my family moved to Washington State, and that's where I currently live. We've been here since, and I live in a small town, very small farming town. It's called Ellensburg. I don't think a lot of people know that little town. But yeah, I've been here since third grade-ish. And I like it here. It's pretty calm. It's very small. So yeah. How old am I? I am 26 years old. I'll be 27 on July 27th. So that makes me a Leo. Next question. What do you do for work? So I'm a medical assistant. I've been a medical assistant for 4 years now. But my dream job is becoming a labor and delivery nurse. So I'm going back to school to finish my nursing degree. And I actually start on Monday. I'm starting this summer quarter, so hopefully I do good. Let's see. Am I single or married? Married. I've been married for 4 years. We've been together for 6 years, married for 4, and we have 2 kiddos. We have a 2-year-old who will be 3 in August, and then we have a 7-month-old son. He'll be 1 on Halloween, so yeah. What languages do I speak? So my native language is Spanish. So I grew up in a Spanish-only household. My parents are both Mexican, both born and raised in Jalisco, Mexico. So they didn't know much English, so at home we were not forced, but they wanted us to speak Spanish just because they didn't understand English. And currently, I'm kind of in the same situation right now because, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I like to speak Spanish. I'm really good at Spanish. I did kindergarten in Mexico. But right now, my husband, he's only Spanish speaking, so we only speak Spanish at home as well. There's certain things that my husband can say and understand in English, but for most part, we speak Spanish at my household. So then English is my second language, and I remember growing up in like elementary school, middle school, I was always in like those ESL classes. Next question. Why did I start making videos? So the reason why I started making videos was because, like I said, I had my son back in October. This time around, my husband could not take maternity leave or paternity leave, whatever it's called for dads. So I was pretty much home alone. I did have my sister-in-law come by a couple times and my mom come by a couple times, but for the most part, I was pretty much alone at home when my husband was at work. And I did have like a very mild case, I'd say, of postpartum depression. And since I was alone a lot, I decided to make the videos just because, like, speaking to the camera is like, it's like speaking to someone. To me, it's like if I'm speaking to a person. So that's why I started making the videos, and it gave me something to do when my kids were asleep and I didn't have much to do at home. So yeah, that's why I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but that's why I started my my videos. Who are your favorite YouTubers? So some of my favorite YouTubers are Louis Castro, the baddest perra, that's what he goes by. His sister Yoatzi and his best friend Adam. They are so funny. All the three of them are hilarious. I love to watch their videos. They always make me laugh. And then I also watch Itati Suelta la Lengua or Suelta la Sopa. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, so Itati's videos with her mom, they're so funny. And then her chisme calls are hilarious sometimes too, because sometimes I know they're like serious situations. But yeah, those are some of the YouTubers that I like to watch. And then I'm also into like the paranormal, like mystery type of thing. So I like to watch Bailey Sarian. I like to watch Two Girls One Ghost, and then what's the other one called? Project Fear. I love to watch Project Fear. So those are my favorite YouTubers. Okay, so what is my favorite snack? So my favorite snack, I'd say, would have to be beef jerky. Beef jerky, and then for like Mexican snack, it would have to be esquite with sour cream, not mayonnaise, and then with the cheese, and then hot Cheeto crumbs on top. Those are the best. What is a fun fact about me? So fun fact about me, I used to be a dancer. I did folklore dancing and Aztec dancing. I'd done it for 12 to 13 years. I had to stop last year due to my pregnancy becoming high risk. So I stopped dancing. Hopefully I can get back to dancing this year. Do you have any tattoos or piercings? I do. So I have one tattoo. I don't know if I can show this, but it's a rose. That's the only tattoo I have. And then I have, for piercings, just like my earlobes. I don't have earrings in right now, but I have my earlobes pierced, and then I have my nose pierced. I've had the nose piercing for 3 years. And then I do want more tattoos, but my husband doesn't have any, and he wants a tattoo. So our deal was that he'd get his first tattoo, and then after he gets his tattoo, I could get a second one. But we are looking for a tattoo artist here in Washington State, so if anybody knows somebody, comment them down below and we can check them out. But yeah. Do I have any siblings? I do. I have 4 brothers and no sisters. So my oldest brother, he is 10 years older than me. And then after me, it's my brother who's 2 years younger than me. And then after him, it's the twins who are 7 years younger than me. And then, let's see. Next question. Do I prefer cold weather or do I prefer hot weather? I prefer cold weather. I hate the heat. I hate being hot. I hate sweating. So, yeah, I prefer cold weather. My favorite season would have to be fall or spring. I like winter too. I just hate driving in the snow or icy roads. So, but I don't mind the cold. I love the cold. So yeah. Let's see. Next question. Have I ever traveled outside the United States? Yes, I have. Like I said, my parents... Sorry, I heard a weird car. My parents are Mexican, born and raised, so when we were younger, we would go to Mexico like once a year or every 2 years to go visit our grandparents and family down there. My parents... Oh, shoot, sorry. My parents are from El Grullo, Jalisco. Both my parents are from there, so that's the only place we went to. But now that I'm married, my husband, he's from Coahuila, Mexico, which is by the Texan border. So we've been there like twice, just because we're in an active immigration case, so we were able to go with a permit, but our case is still going. So if you guys would like a video on that, I would be happy to make a video on that, just because our immigration case, like I said, our immigration journey has been so crazy. It's still ongoing. What should have taken a couple months has been 4 years and still going. So if you guys want a video on that, I'd be happy to make a video on that. So yeah, so that answers your question for have I traveled outside the US. What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me? So one of the most embarrassing things that's happened to me, so when me and my husband were dating, I mean, I still do. I have him in my phone as Amor. And I have a cousin that her name starts with the letter A. And one morning, I was going to call my husband to, like, tell him good morning or whatever. And I dialed, but I wasn't paying attention to who I was dialing to. I thought I was dialing my husband. And I dialed my cousin. And I didn't realize that until she picked up the phone. But I was like, "Buenos días, amor." And all of a sudden I heard a huh? And then I looked at the screen and it wasn't my husband. It was my freaking cousin. I was so embarrassed. I didn't say anything and just like hung up the phone. But I thought about it all day. And then even to this day, like sometimes when like I'm up in the middle of the night, I think of that cringy moment and I'm just like, oh my god, qué vergüenza. But I mean, it happened, so yeah. Hobbies. So some of my hobbies are sorry, I had a brain fart. My hobbies are, so I make candles. I've made candles for 2 years, and then I started selling them on Facebook Marketplace like about a year ago or so. But they're Mexican candles, so it's just like a candle that I make in a decorative cantarito. And then I also like to go hiking. I haven't been in a while. I want to start doing that again. But I like to go hiking and fishing. We never catch anything, but we love to go fishing. So, okay, next question. If I could travel anywhere in the world, where would I want to travel to? So 2 places. I would like to go to Salem, Massachusetts, and just like experience like the fall Halloween season there, and just see like the festivities they have there, because I know they have some like Halloween based like activities and stuff there. And then I would like to go to Rome, Italy, and just like visit their historical landmarks, just go wine tasting, try their authentic Italian food, because I don't think I've ever had authentic Italian food. So just do that, just vacation there, I guess. Next question. What is my favorite holiday? So if you haven't noticed yet, my favorite holiday is Halloween. But I also like Christmas. Totally opposites, but I've never decorated for Halloween, but I want to start doing that. And then I love to decorate for Christmas. I love looking at and shopping for Christmas decorations. So yeah. Next question, coffee or tea? Coffee, 100%. I'm at a point in my life where coffee doesn't do anything for me anymore. I just drink it for fun and for the taste. But yeah, caffeinated coffee doesn't do anything for me anymore. And it has to be iced. I don't drink hot coffee, or I rarely do. Like, it's rare when I drink hot coffee, but it has to be iced. Whether it's like -5 degrees or 105 degrees, it has to be iced coffee. And then my go-to order is an iced caramel macchiato with coconut milk and sugar-free flavors. That's my go-to order. And then the very last question, the country or the city? And I would have to say the country, just because I don't like the city life. I grew up, like I said, I grew up in a small farming town. I don't live in the country. I live like in town, but my dream is to like own a home in the country with like a field or two with chickens and a couple cows. So yeah, I don't like the city. I've been to Seattle, and I guess it's okay for like a day trip, but I would not want to live there. So yeah. Okay guys, that concludes my questions that I had for you guys. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. If there's a type of video you want me to do, comment it down below and I'll be happy to make the video. Like I said, I'd be happy to make a video about our immigration journey. Like I said, it's been a long one. So yeah, like, subscribe, and then I'll see you guys next video.